Hello friends, come on in. I've got a 6-inch little wood canvas. I like to do little projects on these occasionally. So we're going to start with just putting down our paper. You could just do what I'm fixing to show you on mixed media or watercolor paper. You don't have to have a canvas, or you could use a regular canvas. So whatever you have and want to use works great. Doesn't have to be what I'm using, but I just like to use these occasionally. And you guys have probably seen me do this, where I just kind of put on some papers as a background. I'm using my Liquitex Heavy Gel Medium. I love this one because it's got, I don't know if y'all can see that. The front side is normal and you don't really feel anything, but the back side has got all this texture like it's been punched. I don't think y'all can see that, but I am going to use that for some texture on this. So this will be a fun one. If you guys have grandkids, it would be fun to do with them or for them. Instead of just doing like 1 or 2 big pieces, I like using several because you're going to get more texture in the end. Okay, use our little gator sander, and I like to use the rough one first and just remove kind of quickly, and then I can always go back with my softer one if I need to. Okay, so we got lots of texture on here. I'm going to start with little bits of paint. We're going to go ahead with some white and mute everything out. And sometimes I use a lot of colors, but at this point, not yet. We're just going to mute everything out, get kind of a plain background, but you've still got your words, you've still got your texture. Okay, that's good for kind of muting that out. I'm going to dry it. Okay, now that I've got it dry, I'm going to add some paint next, some colors. So I'm going to put out my Royal Navy. So I'm going to put out just a touch of black. Just add a little bit of black into this. This will give us more of a midnight blue. And add slowly, because if you don't, that black can really take it over pretty fast. I just flung some on my arm. Okay. Ooh, don't you love that texture? Ooh, that's so good. We got lots of good texture with our papers. Oh, that's so good. I love the texture. Well, I'm glad I darkened it up. I wanted a night sky up here for this part. So there's our little dark sky. Now before I do my ground, I think I'm going to use my stencil. So I'm going to dry this. This is one of my essential stencil brushes, and I am putting paint on it and then offloading onto my little palette so that I don't have too much, and it doesn't really matter, but we're going to just kind of lay that down. And you can tap, or you can actually kind of go circular, whatever way you prefer. I'm thinking I want less oh, that's a lot. Okay, that is a lot. Didn't realize how patterned this is. That's fine though, because I can go over it with anything I want to. So if I don't want this much, I can, go back over it with paint. Let's just see. Oh, I like it. So let's see. I guess I'll go all the way down. Maybe a little bit less down here. I kind of like that, but maybe a few more. there's that. I am going to take a second and take a baby wipe and clean this stencil. If I take the time to do it, it just makes me happy that I'm keeping it cleaner. And there you go. You know, it's like good as new. Now let's do our ground. This kind of reminds me of, you know, like baby Jesus, if you're going to do a nativity with all the stars. I think I'm going to take away some. I'm going to take away some of the big stars, I think. I'm just tapping over with what paint is left on my palette. And I may end up doing even more with paint over it. That's not bad. Just gonna look, let's see how that dries. And as long as the sky doesn't look too funky, since I'm kind of going back, the colors may be off, but let's just see. Just calm it down, you know? Take my green, I'm going to do some ground. I told y'all this is simple, it really, really is. Just a little angled brush. And I'm going to take that black and mix with most of our green. I like that paper, so if you ever find paper that has texture on it like that, remember how good it is for mixed media. And I'm just taking my brush with some of this dark blue, and I'm just going to kind of, again, kind of just go over random places and kind of calm down some of that sky a little bit. But there's blue saying hi, ladies. Now I'm going to just take what's left here on my palette, set that down. Let's let that dry. And while we do, we're going to come over and work on a piece of book page. So that will sit and dry while we work on this. Now, I need to cut this to be about the sizes I need. So I'm going to just kind of, actually I'll just kind of sketch out. That's what I'll do, I'll sketch out on here. So let's sketch out our design, which is going to be a little girl dressed as a ghost and her little dog, Blue, of course. Of course it'll be blue, right? So let's start with little girl shape, you know, dressed up, so little ghost. She's gonna have cute legs, which you can use your scrapbook paper. Maybe I should grab some of that. I did pull it and then thought, well, I'll just paint it. But I think now that I'm looking at this, having some color from your paper would be fun too. So let's look at that. Let's just take a look at what we have to work with. Oh, that's cute too. I know you guys don't have the vision in your head of what this is going to look like, but I do, so I'm trying to find things that will make cute socks. I like for y'all to see the thought behind all this, because that's part of the fun, is just playing with it and using what you have, you know. So now we've got our girl, and we know what her bow will look like, and socks. So let's kind of do, you know, a little bit larger at the top, and then it goes down, something like that. And I'm going to make her legs kind of long so that you can see, and then just some basic little shoes. And then for her dog, Blue, we're going to make him, or her, a little ghost costume, like so, but shorter. And then she'll have little puppy dog legs, paws, and eyes. And then I was going to give her, you know, the boxer mouth. So, excuse me. So just kind of, you know how it comes down like this. And then we'll do the nose. And then let her ears stick out. And I think that would be cute. So something like that. There's Blue. Okay, let's get to painting. And let's remember we're going to use these for legs. Y'all with me? You get the vision now? Kind of have to put my pieces so that I don't lose sight of my colors. I'm going to use a piece of this to back my bow. You see the vision? I'm so glad. You kind of have to just have fun and play. This is not really thought out well. I knew what I wanted to paint and everything, but as far as all these papers, y'all are watching in real time me kind of get my bearings on what I wanted to exactly do. Okay, so let's start. Now, I don't think I want to cover all of my book page, so I will use a watery brush. So just kind of take your brush and dip it in the water. I don't know if y'all can see that. Dip it in the water and then tap it off, but then don't tap it on a paper towel. You've got a lot of water in this brush, and I'm going to put it kind of right here and add a lot of this white to it. Get that white really liquidy. It's okay if we get a tiny bit of green in it. Eventually I'm going to put some colors in it, like I'll put a little blue and pink, but just a really watery white. Paint her little outfit. But if I'd used paint, or if I used white without doing that, it would be very opaque and it would cover all of the words on our paper, and I don't think I want to cover all of them. So there'll be probably places that are a little more opaque than others, but we're going to make her pretty, so she'll have a little pink in her little ghost outfit. So I'm going to touch into my pink. I'm going to go back and get some clean water. And grab some of that pink, but lots of water with it. And just kind of add little swipes of pink. And now clean that off and just kind of blend that in a little. And you've got a really soft little white. Goes with lots of pink in there. And you can come back and add some more white if you want to. But I like to keep Halloween not scary, and that's just one of the ways that will kind of keep her looking really cute and not scary. I'm going to grab a small brush and grab some black, and we're going to just give her those round eyes, oval, not round. We actually could add a little glitter. This is holographic glitter by decoupage Holographic Illusions. We'll paint that on and then let that dry too. Ooh, that was a good thought too. So see, kind of just as you're doing it, it kind of tells you like, ooh, that'd be pretty glittery. Grab your glitter. I don't like using regular glitter, but I do love using this kind of stuff because it doesn't get everywhere. I do have a lot of glitter, but I don't use it very often. So see how you can still see the words? Let me dry that. I don't want to get that all over my scissors. And that's my template. Grab your paper. So she's kind of a vintage ghost with that fabric, or with that paper. It's a piece of envelope and cut shoes out of that. Let's paint first. We'll just kind of paint some black on it. This will be her shoes. Uh-oh. My electricity went out. So I hope Ron can get it back on. Or if not, I'll have to take this outside so y'all can see. I guess it's because I used my paint tool. I don't know. Okay, we'll just open this. Let me see if that helps to open that more. And we'll just keep going. I think it'll be okay because I can see fine on my iPad. Let's get going before we lose more daylight. So we've got our little shoes, we've got our socks. Just gonna put a bow in her hair. So let's draw one first. So, and you can draw it on the back so you can see. Something like that. Okay, I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna take my white and a little bit of black and make a little charcoal, more on the white side than the gray. So put quite a bit of white. And I do tend to take my time when I do mixed media. I really get lost in it. I wanted this to look fun and be kind of colorful. I'm gonna take my bubble wrap and make a little piece around my finger. And I'm gonna take some pink and just kind of add some paint on here. And then we're gonna draw some pink areas around. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, let's put it on the ground, and it's gonna kind of mimic flowers, so that's perfect. So see, as you're doing it, your mind will give you ideas. I like that. Okay, now let's do our dog. We're doing blue. Doing my dog. You could do your dog, so, or if you're making this for a child, you could do their dog. So again, we're gonna take some white, and I'm gonna get a lot of water on my brush. I'm gonna get out that cinnamon. We are literally crafting by candlelight tonight. So a little bit of brown and a little bit of that cinnamon color. And do her ears. We're gonna cut it out so you don't have to stay in the line. And then kind of a black face. You know, with her old age, it's a little more charcoal. And then those would be black. And a little cinnamon color. Okay. You'll see. Cover out. Let me dry her a little. Oh, I can't. Let me dry her. Nope, I can't. Oh, so cute. Little pup. I am going to use my Liquitex to get this down. Now see, this would be cute on a little Halloween sack, wouldn't it? Let me grab my sequins. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of go through, and I'm gonna use this. We're gonna add a few little extra touches. I'm just using one of the little sponge daubers. Yes, the sequins are fun, right? I am going to just add a little bit of this with white. Let's do some of these. Ooh, that's good. That's not too much. See, it's just kind of a little bit. Let's do these. So just kind of have a lighter touch if you want it just a little bit like that. I don't have a whole lot of paint. Oh, that's cool. I like that. So see, you're just adding little elements with what you have. And always love polka dots. I will use a hip pin once I have dried everything well and kind of go around, and I'll once I get the electricity back on, I'm going to use a little more white, I think. Sometimes I have to look and see how much I'm putting. I don't want to put too much. Now I think I'm going to edge it. I'm going to do white, and if I don't love it, I can always do pink over it. Don't be neat, be messy with it. Ooh, I'll paint the sides too. The sides could be cute. I might make them striped or something. Here's the white. Let's see how that looks. I definitely think we should paint the sides as pink. See, isn't that pink cute on the side. And I might even kind of run a little bit across the edge. I'm just gonna test it and see if I like it. Yeah, see that? Just a little bit right there on that very edge. I usually use my finger, but I would probably get too much if I use my finger on that, because I tend to kind of press it down. But if you just go across that edge, you're going to get a little pink. That feels really dry, so I can show you what I do. That's actually too small. I'll grab a pit pen that should be in better shape. So this does have to be good and dry, and it is. No glue, no paint, and just kind of, I usually do mine really messy, so I'll just kind of come along and start, you know, drawing kind of right along the edge with my pit pen or micron pen. So I'll get a little bit on the paper since it's white. Just kind of messily make a little line, and then I go outside of it too. But since it's white, it'll be good to have a little bit kind of up here. And I like mine messy. And it actually adds a lot of character to your piece. See, compared to the other leg. And let's come over to a little blue. So see how clean she looks? Like just the white part is so clean. So this gives you a lot of character, and it's just a very common mixed media technique. I'm just making a couple of little lines on her feet. I don't know if y'all can see that, but to kind of mimic toenails. And that's about it. You know, the only other thing I might do, and I'll just do it real super quick, is take a little brush and a little bit of white. And you could, if you want, you know, give your little pink things even a little highlight, which kind of makes them come to life. Mixed media is just playing. You just have fun and do what you want. There's no rules. No rules. And sign it. I'm just going to put initials here. And that's it. Now, I will probably strap this. Let me just do a couple of straps for you. When it's something playful like this, it's better to not be super neat. I mean, it would look kind of silly if I sat and drew my little straps. So I'll literally just load up my brush and then, can you see this? And just kind of one, kind of skip, and just kind of go all the way down. And if they're not exactly the same, it doesn't matter. It's still going to be super cute. Like that. And I'll just go around the whole entire thing. And then you've got, you know, it just pulls it all together. This cost us basically nothing to make. We had everything, and I know you have everything. So just go through your stash and pull old scraps of things, papers. Give yourself the time to do something creative, and I promise you will be glad you did. Hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.